Alright, so on the desk today is a bunch of chucks. This is an eBay find, and I bought it. In reality, I really just bought it for this chuck here. This is a super chuck. It is a ball bearing drill truck. Drill chuck. They are very high quality, very nice chucks. Um, I was very pleased to find out that after some cleaning and a little bit of Scotch-Brite, that this is a quality chuck and shows very little signs of wear. Um, there's no distortion on the crenellations here, and as such, I believe that it has not been used all that much. There's no scratches, no wear marks really. Um, yeah, so this was made me very happy, and for the price I paid, I feel like I stole it. Included in a box were these two 6A chucks. They are half-inch capacity chucks. They go from 0 to half-inch. These are quality, and I know that because I already had one. Mine does not have the nice little grips on the side, and I don't know what that indicates. However, uh, I've been very happy with this chuck, and I'm sure that I will be happy with these two as well. Um, I also got a 2A Jacobs chuck. Don't know much about this one, but however, it says that it was patented September 16th in 1902. So I don't know much about this chuck, but it's a nice looking chuck. I really like how it looks. Unfortunately, it is very tight, and that may be indicative of some damage to the scrolls on the inside. I also got a 32 chuck, a number 32. And sadly, I may have damaged this one when I took it apart. I know I damaged it. I actually cracked the housing here and broke it. Fortunately, however, Jacobs sells kits so that you can fix these. So, anyways, I didn't know anything about chucks before, so once I pulled this apart, now I do. They were designed so that you could service them yourself. There's actually a little tiny number there, and it may or may not focus. It probably will not. Focus, you damn thing. Focus. It doesn't want to focus. However, there is a number 2 on there, and that's good because there is also on the housing itself here, there is a number 2 right there, and that lets me know that this piece goes inside of here, and it may take some force to, there we go, push down in place, but there we go. So we push it all the way down until it's seated, and then we move on to the next one, and the next one is number 3. So we'll put that guy inside of the hole there, and this is where it gets a little tricky though, because this chuck was actually also damaged too. So if I need to use a file on it, I can actually use a little bit of a file on here. Somebody beat the crap out of it with a hammer long before I did, and that's fine because for my purposes, it just serves as a teaching tool. And what's it teaching? It's teaching me how to repair a drill chuck. So I really don't want to force it into place because that means that there's something binding, and I can't see down in there to tell what it is. So it could be on this piece here, but I don't feel anything. These are hardened, but gotta make sure it goes in the right one. And I may not be able to get that one into place. However, I should be able to get number 1 into place. And sure enough, it slid right into place. So it looks like the number 3 was the majority of the damage was obviously on it. Again, this is fine because I get to learn from this process. And I'm going to just take a quick look at there and see if I see anything that stands out to me. I actually do not. So I'm going to try again, and we're just going to put it in offset this way, try to push it in there, and it wants to go in, but will it stay? sure does not want to go in there. And I can see where it's rubbing actually. So, anyways, I'm not going to force that because I do want to be able to fix this. Also are these pieces. These I believe are called the scrolls, and they're actually what drives it. They are tapered, so they only fit on one way. They only fit on with the smaller side up, the larger sides down. And because we paid attention and put these on the correct way, they should just slide into place, like so. If only this one was slid all the way down, because it's not. And then you take your arbor press, which I do not have, which is why it's broken, and you press it down back inside of the housing. So now that I know how to fix them, in the future, hopefully, I will not have broken chucks. However, I was very pleased to have gotten at least 4 of the 5 in decent shape, or at least 3 of the 5 in very good shape. Simply said, this number 11 in Super Chuck easily paid for the rest of the chucks sitting here on my desk, and I really did not pay that much money for it. Included in the kit was 2 number 2 Morse tapers, and I believe the Jacobs taper is, I'll tell you whenever I find it on here. Probably a 33, but no, it is not. It is not a 33, so I actually do not know what size that is. I'd have to look it up. However, that's a number two Morse taper for models 2A, 7, 8.5N, 9, 11N, 30, 32. So this is an actual Jacobs taper too, so it's a very high quality part. I could pretty much count on that to be dead on, so that's quite nice to find that in there as well. This guy has no markings whatsoever, and it is center drilled at both ends, which this is too actually. But does not look ground, so I'm going to go out on a limb, and because there's all kinds of dents and dings on this, I would say that this is not hardened and more than likely shop made. But I can use it in my wood lathe and I'll be okay with that. Also came this shaft adapter. My chuck will go on right here on this side. The chuck just slips on there, and a friction fit holds it in place. But I should not push it in there too tight because it was very hard to get off, and with a 1/2 inch shaft opening, so I could potentially mount one of these on a motor if I wanted to mount something that I could take on and off, like a buffing wheel or something like that, or even a drill bit if I wanted to build myself a boring machine of some sort. So anyways, the video is more or less about this particular chuck, this broken one, because I was interested to see how it went together. I look forward to repairing this chuck and putting it back into service because, well, even though I did not pay much for all of these, and I'm likely to never use all 5 of them, it still makes me feel bad to have a broken tool, and I do want to put it back together. So that's it for tonight, and hopefully I'll have another video out next week with something a little bit more interesting than just drill chucks, because I'm pretty sure that most people don't find them as interesting as I do.